Right guys, in this video what we're going to do is we're going to create our first K-lines in our Django database. We're going to do it not manually like we did in the previous video, but we're going to do it through the code, through our views. It will be some Django commands that we're going to perform to be able to create them in the database. So you will see it's pretty easy. First things, what we're going to do is we're going to create our function that will create a line in our database. Let's go ahead and do it. So we're going to do def get klines, we're going to call it. For now, we're going to put in request in here. You will see why later. Let's first define our pair that we want. So for now, we're going to do BTC USDC. And then we're going to do a while loop. But we're not going to do while true like we did in here. We're going to do it exactly like we did it in here. So we're going to loop over 10 times. We're going to request 10 K lines from Binance. Let's do while e is smaller than 10. And then let's get our response, and our response will be, we're going to request the latest price and then also prettify it. For that, first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the latest price. Client is our client that is defined in here. And then what we need to add is our pair, of course. So our pair is defined in here. So like that, we need to fetch the first one, -0, and then we're going to clean it. So in here, this is our, it's our prettified response. Basically, we will have a dictionary with all of this data, and this will be the latest data from the BTC USD pair that we receive from Binance. Maybe what we can do is we can already run it. So this one, I'm going to hide it. I'm going to hide it as well. And we're going to do in here, print response. One thing that you need to know is that if we want to be able to access the database of Django, an instance of Django needs to run. I mean, the server of Django needs to run. So we need to have the server here running. And also, we cannot just run this views script. We need to run it through Django, and I'm going to show you how we can do that. This is why this request is important. For now, let's start the server. So Python manage.py run server like that. So right now we have our server that is running. Let's go ahead and look at it. It's localhost. Okay, it's now running. And what we need to do is we need to now specify a sort of URL. This is the way that we are going to communicate with Django to tell it what it needs to do. So it's very simple, you will see. Just bear with me. What we are going to do in here in our trading bot, these are our settings. We have a urls.py. In this URLs, we can define a path or a route, which some people call. And in this route, we're going to say, okay, if somebody visits this URL, you need to run this function. So let's go ahead and do it. So we're going to call it get klines, and we need to get from our klines app our function. So we're going to do from klines import views. Let's do it like that. From klines.views import get klines, like that. We're going to define it here, and we're going to give it a name. Get klines. All right. Right now, when we visit this URL, Django will know, okay, somebody went on this URL, so we need to trigger this function, and this function will then trigger this one. Let's try it out. We're going to go into here, get klines, like that. It's not good, it's with a dash. We're getting the K lines, and right now, as you can see, we are running our script and we are retrieving the latest prices from Binance. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to add them through the database. To do that, it's very easy. We're going to leave the response. What we need to do is we need to get our model. We haven't imported it yet. This K-line model, we need to import it in our views. What we can do in here is we can do from.models import K-line, like that. And then in here, what we can do is then kline.objects.create. This is a Django function that we can use to create objects or lines in our database. What we need our fields. Let's copy our fields in here, just like that. And we can remove that. Usually it's easier. It's easiest to copy and paste. Then you make sure you don't make any spelling errors and mistakes. Our pair, we have defined it here. And our open time, this will come from our response. So our response is what? It will be this. We have a dictionary. We can then do response, and then we're going to get our open time from our dictionary, like that. All right. We have here a way. Oh no, we need to do it like that as well. High, low, and then the close amount. Yeah. All right. Let's run it again. We're going to run it again in here. As you can see right now, it gets them and it also creates them directly in the database. And let's have a look at our admin for that. We have here our K lines, and as you can see, there is a lot of them. Let's refresh it. Yeah, as you can see that it's fetching them all the time. Is he stopping? I'm not sure. I need to close it here, otherwise it's going to keep getting them. And as you can see as well in here, it's not very user friendly because we just here have a K-line object. Let's clean that up a little bit. If you go into our K-lines module, and then you have admin, what you can do instead of doing a path, what we can add is list display like that. And then we can do pair open time, close time, open amount, high, low, and close amount. All right. It's close time, open amount. All right, right now he's happy. And let's refresh the page in here. And as you can see, we now have our our fields in our table. I mean our rows in our K-line table. This is directly from the database. And as you can see here, we might have exaggerated a little bit with the 50 decimals. So the decimals, we have defined them in here. Maybe it was a little bit too much. Maybe we will change that in the future. But as you can see, it's pretty nice because if we click on one, we can see that the price is from 14 hours 16. This was right now, and we can see the open amount, the high, the low, and the close amount. It's pretty cool to have this working. In the future, we're going to do similar things, but for purchasing and selling our bitcoins and our pairs. It will be pretty similar to what we have done here with the K lines, but we will work in the trading app. So yeah, that will be for the next one. See you guys.